I believe. Or was that it right there and then? Yes, it is, by the jubilation. Amazing. So, I think it's 7 times they've won the Lady Denver Bulldogs. They were the hunted. They only raised the bar. And the Golden Gate girls, well, that could be a sign of things to come, Dermot. Well, because Golden Gate are actually playing in the men's Division 1 final too.
Absolutely. They're coming out here. We've got the match on here in Division 1 Oval. So that, when they get to the grand final, help be good what they're doing. See a couple of the boys here from Orange County down here. They had their win this morning.
They did. They got one on the board, thank God. They were runners-up a couple of times Division 1 before, so they know what the big game is all about. Talking about big gamers, Denver, between the years 2000 and 2010, or 2011, won 8 division championships. So they have pedigree. This is a dead rubber. But still, when they approach final, they are specialists. They have never missed out on a Division 1 match at the Nationals. They're up against the Quebec Saints there, Dermy. The Quebec Saints, well, this is their first time in Division 1. They've debuted. They've got a taste of it. They were Division 2 winners last year. Now, what happens in this situation? When you've got a dead rubber, so to speak, you've got to go in. You're playing under the spotlight. What are some of the things you're playing for?
The thing with Australian rules football, as we know, Grilla, is that you can say this is a dead rubber, and you can say, all right, leave a little bit up the sleeve. You know, we don't want to get injured. We want to leave the tournament, you know, in good health so we can look after ourselves, get back, start training again. Once you get to the first contest, you might think, yeah, let's play a little safe. But once you get to that first contest, it's involuntary. You cannot play safe. Once the ball comes to you, if it's ingrained, you have to win that ball.
Just ignites those instincts.
You can't deny them. And the opposition, they'll be thinking the same.
Home with them, which they can build on across the pre-season, etc. They really put the pressure on in the first game, a 9 o'clock game against Austin back on Saturday. So much so they put that much pressure on the Austin Crows, who've gone into the big dance, the #1 seed across the land, where the Crows started making mistakes that we hadn't seen before. So they can exert pressure, Quebec Saints.
Yeah, well, I've been watching it. I think the 2 best teams that I've seen here so far are going to end up in the grand final. Austin were very, very good. And obviously the Golden Gate boys. I tell you what, I met some of the Golden Gate boys, and they weren't hard on themselves. They were fairly cocky, which I loved. I thought that was fantastic.
This man challenged number 15, boomed, and a perennial division. They shoot, they score. 6 points there to Denver. So again, they had physical presence around the ball and they just kept rucking it forward. And in terms of, when I say ruck, it was almost like rugby union style.
Well, what they did, they ended up pushing the ball out into a little bit of space. When there's about 18, 20 players around the footy, it's very popular. It's like trying to pick up a ball and take a snap in a forest. You can't do it. You got to get the ball into a little bit of space. So they were able to push the ball to the top of the goal square, and then they had players who were able to move and run onto the footy, and that's where the snap kick eventuates. So if you've got to pack deep in a forward pocket, hit the ball clear, get it into space, knock it over the back into an area where there's the ability to actually move, run, and ply your agility and get a snap-back goal, such as we saw there from the boys from Denver.
Comments courtesy of Dermot Brett, and we're getting inside the mind of a player of a generation back there in the VFL, AFL. Dermot Brett, and great to have you here, mate. And that's amazing insight that we're hearing. And we're back in the middle of a little technical things. I'll give you the hard wire mic, Dermot. Take that. Steve, get Dermot hooked up on the hard wire mic. As we're back in the middle, back in again. Another 12 was useless in the ruck. No real ruck tuck taken. Looking for someone at the back of the pack of the Quebec Saints. They haven't. They escaped there from Denver. Devon Selzel and Okie Doke, and handball scored towards their number 11 for the Denver Bulldogs. There's Matthew T, who drops it long, baby, to the forward line. Mark has been taken. Strong like a country horse in the front of the pack has been taken by the #1 there for Denver, and that's Casey Robertson, Dermot.
And also the young lad, I watched him yesterday, number 17, Patrick Devlin. He moves beautifully. He really is a good athlete. Moves, covers the ground very, very well. He put a little side step on there before getting the ball forward, and it from Denver there. Young Devlin, yeah. a really good athlete. So you'd look at someone like that and say, right, there's a lot of upside in this young man. He can cover the ground, he's very quick, he's got the side step, so he's putting the game together.
There's MVPs that are handed out as well. He has to put his name up for one of that. We might see that come of the presentations, which you will be a part of. Just turn me down a touch. Thanks, Steve. We're back in the middle, back again, 100% pure football. Is that umpire Stacey Cartwright? She'll probably get this now, and it'll be going to be like a big town throwdown here in Sarasota. What about a complex this is? A premier sporting campus. You wouldn't find fields like this back home in a public park, would you, do it?
Well, I've never
not quite
been,
public, but
yeah, I've never been to a precinct where we've got 5-6 games of AFL football going on at once. So for a football tragic and nut who's
paradise.
Oh, it's fantastic. Wonderful to be here.
60 teams from over 40 cities. There's Andy Vanico, who's represented his side with distinction. Kicks down no one in particular. They chop them off at the pass. They pass it out wide to the defensive zone. In the after show, 2-on-2 situation. Ball is free. If you want me, come and get me. You won't have the chance if you don't move now. They're moving with chain link reaction handballs. There's the fourth. They open up an alley. Can they inside? They have now. And they're gone, Denver. They're down towards left half forward, like gone like yesterday, but in a good position left half forward. They've gone down to left half forward is what I'm trying to say. They're lurking. Trickeration through the number 11 there. He's rope pulled and branded to the deck. Did prior opportunity? He did, Denver. He did, Dermot.
He's trying to sneak back in into the inside corridor there, taken by the tackle. One thing I'm noticing is the tackling techniques are very, very good. I mean, strong, solid body contact.
Yep.
But, yeah, a lot of tackling going on out here. Gee, I saw...
Great, that's a massage tent there. Anyway, if we go forward again, that's one of the skills that cross over pretty well from the other brand of football they play in this part of what is a strong mark. Ooh. And you like to see big men with a little bit of that in them, don't you? Just a little bit of aggression, taking the mark, Quebec Saints.
Yeah, don't be 100+ kilos. Yeah. God hasn't given you that to be a genteel fellow. You may as well apply it. And that's got to be oh no! I was going to try and influence the umpire there. I would have thought, big fellow, I would have thought that might have been downfield as well, but you got the mark. Forward play. This is a tough kick to make here.
Thomas Core, I believe it is, Dermot. It is tough with the breeze in his face, I guess. So what's he done? Top of the square.
Yeah, just the kick turned over a little bit, but playing in front. Watched the ball through the air, never took his eyes off it. He's looking confident with this. Once again, 25-metre kick. This is not easy in this wind. Okay, a bit close to the man on the mark.
Goes back in hard though, trying to redeem himself. But they clear through the number 7, Denver, who's Harkness, how the angels sing. He sends it up to heaven, a prayer to the Lord, and pumps the jam towards centre half forward. There's Devlin lurking. He's on the outside. The ball is rolling. Devlin cuts in. Whistle on the play. Was it a holding there, Dermot? Anyway, it's going to the Quebec Saints. And they want to play defensive football. Every time they get it, their first instinct is go, hey, they've turned the boat over. They've rocked it, and then rock and roll down towards the forward line. Sliding in like Bo Duke was a Denver full forward. Robertson, he couldn't. But his second effort was good, Dermot. He holds up the play. The umpire thinks about it. He thinks about it. But nothing gained, nothing given. I'll toss this up, Dermot.
He's got the Eddie Betts size about him there. He just looks a little bit like Eddie too. You notice though when going to the defensive side coming out the Saints, and that is because when you've got the ball in a dangerous area as a backman, you look to get it as far away as you can. So you end up kicking it where you get a bit of assistance with the wind. If you're willing to run, risk and get some reward, well, you run it by hand. You link chain handball and you might bring it up the other side, and it's a little bit better scoring opportunity once you get forward to the centre. The issue with it's a very easy get back going the other way for the opposition.
One of the strengths of Golden Gate when we watch them come to the division final is to do that. They like to roll the dice. They know it's only a 2x20 competition. That's one thing that Golden Gate are prepared to do. Quebec though, probably more traditional the way they go about it. Denver, well, they're traditionally in Division 1, but Quebec, here we go again.
Good.
That's their game plan. And a long kick, and that's come back in the football down the alley, one-on-one situation. The number 17, you see there. Quebec to where it came. It wasn't clean, but they've got numbers. Through the pack, over the top, folks. This is it. Didn't connect. Is there a whistle? No. Let it flow, let it blossom, let it grow, and they're moving the chain. Suddenly, somewhere up towards right half forward. Can they? Will they? They're willing, and down they go. Down to the ground, rope pulled and branded again. No prior opportunity. The umpire comes in for his patriotic chore there, Dermot.
So we're seeing in modern day football, the most important part of AFL is the stoppage. Everything emanates from the stoppage. We get so many packs form in AFL now. It's all about your set-up position. So this is a clearance for Denver, and they've worked the ball. Now they get it into the half-forward line. Lead-up player just spills the mark, got to a good position, regains his feet, regathers, but he's taken down in a solid tackle from the set. Umpire hovering has called a hold in the ball. So yeah, there we go. He went back onto the footy, spent a little too long over it, was taken by the jumper, and the umpire said in possession too long. Now this has got to be a safe kick here. You've got to keep it in play.
Oh.
Doesn't do. You can see that happening.
Normally happens when we put the mocker on it as a caller. Now Quebec looks like they're happy to play off the ropes in this first half. They'll probably then roll the dice with the breeze. With Denver, we really haven't seen a kick into the alley, have we, down the corridor at the moment? And that's been like the system of their play, and other sides have been able to exploit that with Denver in games just gone by of corralling them into the defensive side of the ground.
One thing I've noticed in the last 2 days as well, though, is that teams who are chasing after half-time and looking to score with the wind end up falling into the trap of trying to kick long every time. And then the defending team who's got that half-time lead drop 1 or 2 extras back there with players who can read the ball in flight, read the ball in the air, pick it off, and they hold up the damn wall, and they stop the chasing team overrunning them and outscoring them in the second half. So what you really need to do when you've got the win point the man. We've got a play on here. It's a good break. He's gone to the fat side of the ground.
Where's the mark? Cooper's mark of the day. Contend to waste no time. Needs someone on the after show. Sets it up. 2-on-2. Fist a few there from Denver. I think that could be Humphreys, old stager in the clutch player. They break through Quebec, but they get numbers back, Denver. A backdoor man, but pressure does amazing things to people. Good pressure, cleared the zone, but is over on the full. On the edge of the field reality, going to the number. Who'd you see there? Who'd you pick up there, Dermot? The number one there is going to be Bogdan Rotorua.
Just getting clarification here on whether the ball was touched.
Yes.
So they can't work out whether it was touched or not. So that's the correct adjudication.
Illegal contact behind the play. Kicking in danger. Oh, trip. Picked up a trip going the way of the number 16 there for Denver, who was Eckstein, the X factor with his own show. Look at the pressure. The pressure I was talking about that Quebec Saints can exert. The ball is caught under and the seemingly land down under. The umpire rolls in, will toss it to the air. Good pressure exerted by the underdogs.
So once again, they've got to set up their stoppage here. They can't let it get out the back here. This pack's really tight. Now, if a big hit clears it, it'll be free momentum, free running onto the ball.
Need a bit of speed around the outskirts. Have they got it again? Holding call against Quebec. It's the number 11. They're calling for the spread, Denver. They want them to go, go, go. And Matthew Dean dobs it down the line. Straight lines there on the wing central. Look at that. Rock and roll. TNT through the... There's a mighty tackle placed on there by Denver. The umpire says, though, yes, holding the ball. Had a prior opportunity. They have it, Denver. What do? They have an open field downtown, Dermot. Let's keep our eye on a high flyer backing in the same direction of the ball. Good courage showed. And here they go. They swing it across the other side, Quebec. They link up. Touched off the brute. Program to
That's
receive.
50.
Throws the ball plus
to the tackle after.
No, it's not. The 24 there for the Denver Bulldogs is Clayton. And again, they elect to go wide, Denver. They won't step on the inside, look for a player coming on like a dream. Again, they're prepared, like I said to you, to prey the alley on the defensive side of the ground.
Yeah, and that was running down a dream.
Good to have Troy Beard in the house. www.blackchromeusa.com for all your sporting wear. They move to 13. Quebec get the score, Dermot.
He's right. He'll look to... Oh, hang on. He's going to go dangerous. No, you don't want... So they'll try and choke it down a bit here, get a big pack, big numbers around it, not allow the ball to the outside. The Saints will be looking just to work it up the line. Once again, tackle taken over the boundary line. Just slow the clock down. The umpire comes in now, and another boundary line throw-in should be affected. So once again, we see a big pack forward of the ball. There are 4 forwards, and the ball's about 45 metres out from goal.
Tap down, Quebec, set play if you will. Backdoor man who is happy to be, but no one home except the Denver Bulldog. He's been let out, the number 16 there, and Eckstein, the X Factor, a clutch player over many years for them. He's going to pack the deal, long range sights, sets his final time yet, but if you win the toss in a final with a breeze like this, and when I say a final, you're only playing 2 20-minute halves, what would you do?
Kick with the breeze. Kick with the breeze first up. Always make the opposition chase. Look, it's just like most sports. A clubhouse lead is better than somebody who still has to do the job. Utilise the breeze. He is playing such a good game. He's punishing players. He's being punished, but he's standing up and taking overhead marks, playing really, really well.
And big men do inspire the little blokes. He's playing that traditional one kick
shot here.
Play. If they can break through half forward, this is the key. And look at that bootlegging around with greasy, fast, lightning speed. And playing now that they're struck by lightning to the full forward. It's free in the after zone. Needing legs. Who knows how to use them? Here's this turnaround shooter.
Oh, that's
the
not
number
bad.
28 for the Quebec Saints. He shoots. He shoots. He misses to the right-hand side.
But
I tell you, that's going to install more belief. A point there to Quebec. Now on the Black Chrome scoreboard, that's their first. They trail by 2 straight kicks. It'd have to be a 3 or 4 goal breeze, Dermot.
Tommy Harkness kicking, just looking short to his teammate here. That'll get over the back now. Been really impressed with the captain coach of Denver. Tommy Harkness knows his sport. He's just organising everyone around him. He's just very vocal out there, pushes players into positions. You've got number 18 forward of him here. So that quick hat kick that comes forward, he'll chop that off. They clear it from the back flank.
Get it down to left half forward. Number 11 with fast lightning speed. You can see the number 11 there for the Bulldogs is Dean. Dean does it dob, he does it long, but again, left full forward pocket. They do gain valuable yards, and it's over and out on the outer side. Time to ice the game either. 2 goals might not be good enough for Denver. They're kind of happy with it at the moment. It's going to be an interesting second half. And as I talk about it, that's the way it is here on Cooper's Field. It's 13 plays 1. The Saints are by no means out of it. You're very welcome to stay, mate. If you're the coach of either side now, you're looking at Denver, what would be some of the things you'd be saying to them?
Well, Denver,
on their play.
There we go. We've got a bit of bad to the bone now as well. Well done, boys.
Steve, our brother downstairs, he feels this, mate. He feels this.
Beautiful San Diego, home of the 2017 US AFL Nationals, including, for the first time, an Australian division. Imagine kicking off your end-of-season footy trip in this amazing US city with your world.
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian, we've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company, AFL gear? Get customized men's and ladies AFL uniform. Black Chrome. Black Chrome custom compression can enhance performance and recovery. lactic acid and accelerate your warm-up. Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, official supplier. Try out our design your own and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
Australian rules football? In the US? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to usafl.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We want the champion!
Log on and sign up to join your team at usafl.com.
Black Chrome designs and manufactures custom sportswear with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian, we've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customized men's and ladies uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance and recovery, lactic acid and accelerate your warm-up. Black is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, as their official supplier. Try out our design your own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on
at the other end, but you can understand that the girls don't quite kick it as far.
Right.
So it's a long way into a stiff breeze like this. So this has got to be defend, defend, defend. Run it when you can, but utilise your ability going forward when it turns around for you and you get a little bit of assistance.
So you do see a lot of scrimmages in the ladies' game. So it's developing what you were talking about before from over there. That's one of the things they've got to build on as well. Get a bit of speed around the pack.
So what you're looking at here, now this girl number 13 for the Mag.
That must appeal to you.
Some of that big hits, bang-ups that happened in that last game. There's a few girls who took a while to get up. Some of that contact was really, really strong.
What's going to happen back home this year with the professional leagues, with the ladies?
Yeah, they're loving it. They're loving it, the AFL.
Yep.
The girls, there's a lot of Olympic athletes who are turning off their sport, going to AFL Women's League. So it's actually getting a lot of momentum. And I'm surprised that some Denver have only got 5 men in their forward line, so they've run one to the back line already. They're looking at just making an extra one back there. He's out there on the back flank there, and there you go, Quebec. So they're going to man him up here. They're not going to allow him to be free.
Toss up.
Little bit of game management here. The coaches are at each other tactically already.
There's all sorts of challenges going on, and the boys are going to get it on this. Michelle gets to his knees and said, somebody, give me somebody to love. They love it. If you want to know what love is, watch these guys chase that little Susie Q. If you want me, she says, get me. I'm looking for a guy that will jump into the fire for me. Each and every one of these will. The umpire comes in and says, it was a push in the back going the way of Quebec. So here's their chance now to open up with an attacking sortie, sort of into the forward line. Do they connect? No. Ball went to ground. They get down. There was Wolfness or Harkness chopped off the pass ball, number one for Quebec, and they work it out by hair. Mark the lie, front of the pack, slant route snapped. Rope pulled and branded to the deck. Denver, backdoor man, happy to be. Let's get out of here. It's the last thing we do. There it is. Freedom. Freedom. Freedom for the ball just for a split second. Quebec have got it. They want it more at the moment, Dermot. You've got to want it. You've got to need it. And what a neat pass that was to connect to the number 17 for Quebec, who was Orja Dermot.
Orja actually was up around the midfield and the back line, and when he saw that Denver had dropped an extra man back, he went back down there to even up the numbers. Now this is going to be...
On the breeze, Dermot. It's over the top, is it, folks? No, touch on the line.
Touch on the line, I'd say, and then it looks like it's just trickled through for a behind.
By
Confirmation, the umpire rubbed the wrist.
So now...
In the old terminology, it's a handy point.
Wall there was Harkness. They go back in, Denver, get by a little help from their friends. Friendly bounce there to that big number 37 we spoke about for the Quebec Saints. And his name is Chris Shee. We like him. Shee has to continue to dominate. And he is. But again, they're all hooked up on that left side of the ground, Derm.
He's going to live in there. Yep. So once again, we already see Denver drop one off. 10 metres defensive to go straight to him. See, that's really well positioned. He knew that they're going to try and just hook that back, get it into free space. So that's where he positioned himself, and he gets an easy possession. The ball's on the back flank now, looking to put it in there.
Oh,
this could go close.
Valuable time. Broke the lines. He lines up. Straight lines this morning. Score!
Game on. Game on.
Game on indeed. He's got their game face on out there, the Quebec Saints. They're believers now. They move within 5 points on the black chrome scoreboard. 5 points, 2-1-13 to 1-2-8. Again, how important is it to break lines? How important it is to back yourself when you've got speed?
Well, the one thing you can't compete against is raw speed. You shouldn't have raw speed. It doesn't matter what plans you put in place. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. It doesn't matter what you want to throw up against. If somebody has raw pace and you cannot catch them, the game's open.
Quebec again, first hands off that ruck tap that they did win. It was held to you, the umpire says, and he says, give it to me, baby. Again, they congregate on the ball. That's what you were talking about with Shee. But Devlin is lurking out there for Denver, but he's been worn like a glove by the number 9 there from the Quebec Saints, is Breeze. So Devlin has been a marked man, and Breeze has done a pretty good job. Haven't seen him in and out play action here on the wing. Quebec Saints moving those chains. It ain't pretty. Backdoor man, almost a set play. No, they chopped it off to Denver. They swing it back towards half to the heavens. Hail Mary. The ball is on the ground. They've got runners the side to the hot spot. Oh, almost a great mark to Robinson. Well, Jesus would have loved you more if you'd known to mark that. Here's Quebec Saints to dodge the old okey doke, and let's get the hell. Can't quite pick it up. She's too hot to handle. You help me, I help you. What about the tackle from the Quebec Saints? They want to lock this down. Great play by Denver. They came from seemingly out of the blue to make sure the ball stayed deep down and dirty in the forward line.
So that's the advantage we're seeing with the wind. Although they haven't got a shot at goal, the ball was within 25 metres of the goals at this end of the ground. 3 kicks, and it's in front of goals at the other end.
They need a straight kick. They got a backdoor man. He's happy to be. He straightens up. Straight, super. Provide a illegal disposal. But Quebec are with it back. They got someone back there. Free kick on play. It was going to be a throw. It's going Denver's way.
Crowd's getting involved over on the half-forward flank.
No, it's going to Quebec, in fact. That's what they want to see. We see it with the number 54 for Quebec as Lagoudi is now maybe a 30-knot Bruce and Humphreys, a player on the clutch, clear now to Flight Town. Come on, he says, looking for Robinson. Worn like a tempo was right, was on the fever side, and Vanica has fire. Vanica goes to ground a second time. Will he get it out? Will he keep it in? Umpire says, give it to me, baby. Well, that was a great intense passage there. That was like the last 2 minutes between Footscray and GWS side.
I meant Andy Varrigan, number 4.
Yeah. Could still be on the squad. Has commitments now. Big time player. Hot spot. Free runners. Run as fast as they can. Sock it away in Beckham fashion there by Rd3. It goes for the secondary. Misses it. Clean missed. In goes Devlin. Down goes Devlin. Out comes that little rather thing. Denver, they will not be denied. They hook up there, but it's one of their big ruckmen playing that traditional one kick behind the play. If it ain't Shee, it's the number 31 who was unlisted.
Well, he passes it over to Chris
confidence,
Shee.
Dermot. Great
knows
confidence.
What he's doing, moves it on down the line. now they're away. They can go back inboard. He's going to take it down the line. This is what we talk about, run and carry and pace. He's got a representation here. He's got a 2-on-1 and the one wins out.
Harkness now. Want to hear his team sing at the end of the game, that famous Bulldog song, but they've got a little work to do, the Bulldogs, but they're off the leash, if you will. Banneker is starting to get free. The fitness is now starting to come to the fore for Denver. They've been at altitude, you see, Denver. Denver have come down with that altitude fitness. Quebec out on their feet. We'll see in the long run. It's a factor that Tommy Ellis actually employs too for his Jerry's Revolution. It's evolved there. There's that one kick behind the pack and says, boom, baby, boom. Got a man free on the outer side. They connect, program to receive. They'll settle it at the side door. They go. Time, space, and have they got the money still? 21 there for Quebec Saints is Robinson. Revs it up, gives it a ride. It's wide. It'll keep on trucking, baby, over and out in the deep full forward pocket for the Quebec Saints. A quick transfer to play there.
You saw then when the ball went out to the diagonally through the ground, the player for Quebec looked down the field and he saw Tommy Harkness take up the position, so he couldn't unload. He had to then go out a little wider with handball. So Harkness's positioning behind the footy stopped the flow of ball because they couldn't get another forward there to give them representation and a contest. They kick it down to Harkness, he gets an easy reception.
Expert comments by Dermot Brereton. Privileged to be able to get inside your mind there, mate.
There's not much to it.
There's a lot there when it comes to footy. I can't talk about anything else, mate. I don't know you that well, but you're a real fine bloke to have made a lot of time to come and join us here. Because we're a family like the Hawthorn Footy Club, right? Here we go. We kick forwards. Didn't go the distance. Is a thumb through for a minor score? It is. What's this in terms of the black chrome scoreboard? Courtesy of Troy Beard. That takes them now to...
10 points?
Yeah, 2 points.
10 points placed 13.
3-point ball game. Now, do we start rolling the dice? Do we start coming to the attacking side of the ground? No. Kind of hedged his bets halfway. Indiscriminate kick. Lucks of fortune for the 21 for Quebec. And did he make them pay and pay dearly? So the number 21 there is Robinson. And Robinson shoots and Robinson scores. So now, Quebec Saints, I believe, have assumed the lead.
Yep.
They go through to, what is it now, 16 plays 13, Dermot.
Check. So we've just got the call, the registration for
well, the Masters and the Legends of the Universe are playing here at 1 p.m. there, Dermot. I think you're going to have a hand in that, but people have got to register. And registrations are open there in the tournament tent. So into the tournament tent you go. And into the lead do the Quebec Saints go.
So this is going to be a tough comeback here for Denver. But they did show that they're capable of running the ball into the breeze. What they got to do is dodge the big fella back here at centre half back. Just playing a kick behind play, number 31 for Quebec, and he knows what's going on. He's looking for the handball out the back now.
They move the chains, Denver. Let's see what the pressure does. Who wants it more? Who needs it? Who wants it? Who's thirsty for that ball? Who's going to take a bullet not only for their country but for their side? Rope pulled and branded the deck, a case of save a horse and ride a cowboy. Umpire comes in for the OK corral and says, that's okay by me, and we'll send it to the heavens, Dermot. Here we go. Right side.
Save a horse.
Ball going nowhere, situation nowhere, Denver. Will they call on their fitness? Free kick against them. Quebec Saints holding up strong.
Once again, really good tackling there by the Saints and affected a one-handed throw-off pass, so the free kick goes to the Saints.
Here we go now. Long line. Who will they reel in down there? A fist of fury to the boundary. They'll set it up, Mr. Bartender. Set it up over there. They're set up in the bar for Cooper's red or green. Michael Shearer, Total Beverage Solutions there with Beck and Brittany. They'd be loving this. This game brought to you by Cooper's. Don't forget yourself a 4-20 pie. Did you think you were able to get yourself a 4-20 here in Sarasota, Florida, Dermot? Of all places.
The 4-20. I know Chris Whitman had one. He tucked into one. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. I went for the pulled pork.
Full blown. Here we go. Now Quebec Saints. They made their division. They made their Division 1 debut in this series. They are winless at this stage. This win means everything to them. They won Division 2 last year. They came from 8th to do that. This will be a big win. This will almost be like a tournament win for them coming from Division 2, but there's still time enough, if good enough, and the pedigree of ball's off. It's ball is in the hands of a man who does direct them, Tom. Sends it long, starting to roll the dice, need a high flyer.
Beautiful.
And there he is.
Beautiful overhead there.
Another big man for the Quebec Saints. The number 28 in white. They have three big heavy hitters.
Yeah, absolutely. One able to take once again. Overhead marking is just invaluable. He's looking for a middle here. This will be a grab and a half if he can get to it. Good effort, big pack. Well roved.
Is that Wolfness, the 21 you saw flash through? That was Kirk. Kirk now has a chance. They just kick forward, move ahead, not trying to detect anybody. It's not too late to get underneath it, and he has.
Hands. Well
86.
Amesy.
Gee, he didn't worry about the oncoming there, and he was face on, if you will. Tyler Ames, wowee.
It's a big kick from
out
here.
The side door to a designated kicker, long.
They've gone back to the lead here. There's still time for a quick clearance out of the middle. What a soaring lead.
This is the pedigree that I'm talking about. Will not be clutch situations. And many times in big games across nationals, they've been able to clutch victory from the jaws of defeat many times over. I cast my mind back to 2009, or could have been 2011, against Seattle at a time. Big time players, big moment players, Denver.
Well, Aaron Summers, who just roved that one through there and slammed it onto his boot, he's from down my way. He comes from Frankston down in Victoria, Somerville to be precise, just outside Frankston. Big, strong footballing area. And if you ever want to take on somebody from Somerville, you have to kill them. You don't want to leave them with a second shot.
Yeah, well, it's good that there's sort of like you want in your corner. Anyway, Quebec, well, you want to see a good fighter, watch him when he's on the ropes, and they rev it up, they let it fly to full forward. They reckon they've got a frequent flyer of their own down there. Way down there. Who is there? Well, there's about maybe 10. There's a snapshot out of the middle of the pack, but it's wide.
Oh, we had a man on in the middle. He just didn't see him. That was Dowling, just lurking in the corridor. He's now got the arms open wide, saying, why didn't you kick to me? Why didn't you see me?
Stacey Cartwright-Smith is conferring with the goal umpire. This could be a crucial decision. Was it out of bounds? Was it a push? Was it a point? Now, Stacey, she is a panelist or a coach, accreditation coach back in Victoria. So we're with a lady who knows the rules inside out, backwards and forwards, conferring with the captain. She's explaining what decision is going to be made and why she's making it.
So we're working out whether it was out of bounds before the snap kick, or is there a free kick to come back for another shot at goal for a free kick we haven't seen. We're just
waiting on the retrieval of the ball. In fact, she could be in fact paying a free kick.
One thing I'd be doing if I was the Saints,
Missed the signal.
I'd be sprinting after that footy.
It is. So there was a free kick. If Stacey can give us what she saw with signal, again, just for the sake of instant replay, hasn't got an ear on me. Crucial decision. She explained why she was doing it. Everyone's pretty 54. He's got the whole world in his hands here, Dermot.
Oh, that's very close.
Oh, over the mark.
That could be 50 metres. It is.
It
Too close, encroached in the protected area.
Again, the pressure of the kick for Coopers.
Hang on. Tommy Harkness is arguing.
Again, conferring. The umpire saying, look, we will orchestrate. It's our authority. We will tell you what it is, and that's what it is, for the goal line.
I think there was a miscommunication there. Tom Harkness is trying to suggest that one of the umpires has called play on here. But
it's the closest umpire. Well, it doesn't matter where the whistle comes from. It's a bit close or long. But anyway.
If there's a call play on, you can go in. Even if it's from the third non-controlling umpire.
Big matches sometimes get down to a bit of luck when it comes to a call. And that's 6 points go to 16. Yeah. So what's that? 22 plays 19, Dermot. Still time.
So once again, we have Denver really need to just win the contest in the middle, run the balls as quickly as they can forward. They cannot let Quebec have an extra man in defence. So we've got the big lad here, 31, who's been very, very good at predicting where the ball's going. They back another one.
She's been worn and tagged. Been tagged pretty well, Devlin, hence is the respect that Quebec have given to him, but they did target him as a playmaker. So good coaching. Stacey Cartwright-Smith sends it to the heavens. Heaven must be there, say Quebec Saints. It'd be like winning a national title for them if they can do it. But Denver, I've seen them in this situation time after time. Don't discount them. Free kick going the way of the Quebec Saints. Did you see what it was for, Dermot?
lightish, a hold in the contest, but it was lightish.
13, now they're starting to slow things down. The ice factor with the number 14.
Looking just to...
Shaughnessy, he's one of their leaders, all right. He does lead them, and he legs them long right half forward. Hark now, the hedge king. Have they got time for one last roll of the hot dice? Denver, never ever discount them. The ball is way down at the base of the pack, way on down like a tidal wave with the fire plays way down, and the umpire will toss this to the heavens. Again, got to zone. Now they escape out the side door. Tim Hunt.
Bit stiff there. I mean, that breeze just carried it to the wrong side. I mean,
Leah, you kick it to me, I kick it to you.
Now that's a good position now, so they can control where this ball goes. So he'll go to the dead side, so it's very difficult to get it forward. So they're just utilising their extras in defence now. They're trying to run down the clock, looking to protect this 3-point lead.
No shot clock on display, but they saw. But you can change in a moment. Your life can change in an instant. There's a tackle laid by Quebec. By Denver, calling for holding the ball. Stacey Cartwright-Smith from the AFL will have none of it. Give me a piece of that action, he says. Play action is in the centre of the ground. Big men again. Will they clear it? They won't. So we're going to have a shake, rattle and roll situation. The base of the pack. Look at that big man, doing the work that Chris Whitman would do when he was playing back in the 80s with you guys as a rover.
Well, it's scunging footies off us.
Right, a reply for Chris a bit later on there, Jimmy. Here they come. This is what I mean. Trying to find an alley, trying to find a route. Had Pryor, but had to try and make something happen there, didn't he, on that occasion? Had to roll. He got to push in the back.
Fell into the tackle. It was a really strong tackle. He's going to look to go out wide now.
There it is. There's the sign. There's the hooter. Now, for Quebec Saints, this is almost like a national championship win for them, mate, I'm telling you, because, as I said, they were from Division 2 last year. They were the winners. They came from 8th last year. So this is something, this win here against Denver, a pedigree of the USAFL is going to work wonders for them, mate, over the off-season.
Ball here, and they had a couple of guys who just dropped themselves back in defence and predicted where the ball was going, picked the ball off and just held up the damn wall. So also with Denver though, you can see thoroughly competitive in every game. They won their first game yesterday, but they're a very competitive football team, and if you want to come out on the ground and play a game of footy and you play Denver, you have to beat them. They're no easy beats. They're a very good team, and so this would arguably be the Saints' biggest win.
And big men do dominate matches, mate. We saw that with Boyd, who came good in that final there for the Western Bulldogs, and it was she from the outset that exerted his influence in more ways than one, not only winning the first or second tap, but giving the old don't argue with me from the get-go. So are you still of a belief that big men do dominate matches?
Look, each for their own. If you can exert your influence, what God's given you into...
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian. Company for your AFL gear. Get your customised men's and ladies' AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear can enhance performance and reduce lactic acid and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.